Well, hey there, everyone, and welcome to today's VIP Trade Room with Roger Scott and Matt Horton. My name is Raleigh White, and I'm coming to you live from Austin, Texas, and I'm going to be your moderator today. Now, in today's session, Roger is going to be covering a critically important range of topics, including understanding how to use fractal analysis to our advantage, the different types of day trades and styles that you can pursue, trading breakouts, pullbacks, and reversals, how market internals and volatility dictate our trades, how to keep your emotions in check in a land of uncertainty. And I think we can agree the markets are very uncertain at this point. And lastly, understanding and leveraging market rhythm in trading. Now, if you've got any questions during Roger's presentation, please type them in the chat window, and we'll address them periodically throughout the session so as to not interfere with Roger's presentation. Now, for those of you that may have not been with us at the market open today, here's a little summary of what Roger shared with us before the markets even opened. From an overall theme perspective, he says, guys, today is going to be a slow rotational day, almost like a typical Monday. We took a look at gold and crude and bonds and the US dollar, the Dow, the S&P, the QQQ, and everything was just chopping and staying flat, very much within their range. We also noted, and I thought this was very interesting, that the number of stocks that were making 1 month highs dropped from 470 last Thursday to 118 today. And all that tells us is that there's really no directional bias at this point in time in the market. And part of that could also be because we're in this summer doldrums. From Roger's perspective, he says historically the next 2 to 3 weeks are just traditionally very slow. And that's what it feels like right now. As far as catalysts for the day are concerned, and you know what we mean by catalysts, things that are known but aren't yet priced into the market, there's really only a couple of things to focus on today. There's Zelensky's meeting with Trump, and while once again that's important geopolitically, Roger didn't feel like that was going to have any particular impact on the market. And then the only sector which stood out for him was healthcare, where CVS and UNH basically saw significant upgrades in their performance. So healthcare was the only sector that really stood out for him today. Now, as far as the small cap watch list is concerned, I'm going to go ahead and post this in the room for you all to see. The ones that he was focused on today are PPCB above $13.85. And he's kind of doubtful that it's even going to make it there. But once again, that's one that popped up. And secondly, ADAP, and he said to look at this above 14 cents. But just to be careful, folks, this is a really cheap stock. He typically doesn't like stocks that are below, that are below $2. But he said, once again, the volume was so sharp on this, he felt that it was something that would be worth watching, and he was going to put an alert on that. Now, the other things to remember about these small cap stocks is number one, the key here is price action and volume. That's what drives the selection process. Small caps are typically not market dependent. In other words, regardless of what the S&P and whatnot is doing, small caps move in their own way. There's no RSI to really look at because, once again, institutions don't buy small caps. And the other thing is this, only consider these small cap trades during the normal market hours. And as far as Roger's stock list, daily stock list is concerned, he had some shorts and he had some longs that he shared with us. And I'm also going to put that in the window here. Let me see what's going on here. There you go. You see the small caps that are there, and I'm also going to share with everyone Roger's daily watch list. On the shorts, you can see FS8K, GLOB, SMPL. You can read the rest for yourself. But the key thing that he said is like anything else, in a market like today, wait for the breakout, okay? These are stocks that are on his watch list that he's keeping an eye on, but he really wants to wait for a breakout on any of these before he considers trading them. And by that, he means he wants them to break levels. He wants them to be trading in blue sky, where there's, movement to the next area of support or resistance. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. So once again, when you consider Roger's theme for today, expects the markets to be very lackluster, sideways moving. As you know, Roger, he always likes to look at the bonds to see what the bonds are doing because for him, that's the engine that drives the stock market. And as he says, the bond market's about 1,000 times bigger than the stock market. But bonds are just, once again, they're just hanging right in there, trading in their range. And so there's nothing really going on. And I'd be interested to see, once again, these are his projections from about 4 hours ago. What, if anything, is changing for him as we get into today's VIP room? So, once again, delighted to be here with you all. I'm Roger's wingman, and I always like working with Roger. And, I feel that the kind of information and education that he provides to us is absolutely first class. I believe is Matt with us, but he's going to be in the background, guys. Unfortunately, he's dealing with some COVID issues, which has him trading from home. So I just wish him the best and hope for a speedy recovery um, on that front. But anyway, I'll be with you here live. Roger's going to be joining us here momentarily. We have a big session planned for today. And once again, if I think about what Roger plans to cover, he's going to be talking about how we can use fractal analysis to our advantage, the different types of day trades and styles that are available, trading breakouts, pullbacks, and reversals, how market internals and volatility dictate our trades, how to keep your emotions in check in this land of uncertainty that we're in, and also how to understand and leverage market rhythm and trading. And once again, his promise here was that this is going to be one heck of an educational session, something that, is not often talked about. So a lot of the things he's going to be sharing are going to be new to all of us. And as you know, with Roger, that's what he wants to do. He wants to turn us all into the best professional traders that we can possibly be by sharing with us his insights, and how he has traded the markets for over I guess 31 years that he has been involved in the market. So once again, it's going to be a great session. And if you've got any questions during his presentation, folks, just go ahead and put that in the chat panel. And what we'll do is we'll address those periodically throughout the session, but we really want to just keep Roger on point, let him get through his presentation because he's got a lot of material and information that he's looking forward to cover with us today. So once again, it's good to see everybody here in the room. We've got a great group of people that are here. More and more people are piling in, and it's just nice to see everybody there. Hey, Ken. Hey, Chad. Hey, Kairos. Hey, Ed. Good to see you guys. Once again, familiar faces, familiar and nice faces flying. Ronan, on and on and on, guys. Once again, thank you so much for coming. Hey, by the way, the chat is open during the VIP session here to the entire room. So feel free to post your comments in there. But as always, guys, keep it civil, keep it on point, don't stray on topic, stay away from politics, and be kind. We're a supportive community here, and we're here to once again to share our ideas and information and just to be helpful to one another. And for that reason, we're very, very comfortable leaving the room open to everyone.
Absolutely. How you
Hey
doing,
there,
Raleigh?
Raj.
I've been actually sitting in the background listening to you. I've been putting up my stock list. You're doing a great job, man. You really, I mean, I was just listening to, this is the first time since you started that I came in early. Usually I eat my lunch. But today I'm at home because Matt has his COVID.
I
So I
know.
ate yeah, I thought that was all behind us, right? Like I don't know anybody else who has COVID, but he has a little kid. He has people coming over all the time. I mean,
Yeah,
I get it. It is what it is.
absolutely. Well, thanks for
And
those kind words, Roger, because
yeah, you did great.
I join you every morning.
No, I
And
know. I could tell. I mean, you literally you did a great. You summarized everything perfectly. You couldn't have, I wouldn't be able to do a better job. And it actually is perfect because it props us up for where we are right now.
yes,
So it's
yeah,
it's a perfect time. Funny enough, well, it's actually not funny enough, but I asked Matt because the last time I got COVID, it was like a little cold. It wasn't even. I mean, I was fine, but he said this one that he has actually, it's kicking his butt pretty good. So I'm hoping that there's not going to be another new strain of COVID or anything like that happening. I mean, it would just my point for all of you folks, I know we have a lot of people here who are of age, including myself. I'm going to be 55 in October, so just be careful. Watch out for yourselves. That's
Right.
all I wanted to
And
say.
you know, Roger, you bring up a good point. Every now and then you hear the word COVID, and I'm going like, I thought that was so behind us. It's very
Yeah,
prevalent. It's like the
right.
flu now.
Hmm.
And so from that perspective, it's just there. So understand all of our best to Matt. It's a lot of no fun. Nobody likes to feel like crap for a bunch of days. I mean, I
Right,
don't care who you
right.
are.
But he did take Paxlovid, so he should be back
Oh,
on.
yeah,
Yeah, so he should be back. He started getting sick beginning of the weekend, so he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I
he'll be
just but
good.
but but when Matt's not here, it just makes my life more difficult because Matt is a very very big part of what I do. He helps me with a lot of the day trading and the short term stuff.
Yep,
So he's very valuable. The benefit is the market is just dead today.
that's true.
So we have that going in our favor if you guys want to use that as part of our favor. So let me really quickly, first of all, let me share something in case you guys didn't come here this morning. Let me share something with you guys real quick. Just want to give this to you real fast in case you didn't get it. And we're still very heavy in earnings period right now. You
Sure
could tell
are.
there's a lot of people looking at this right now, but this is the earning calendar. What I did was I take the biggest earnings that are definitely catalysts.
Hmm.
If they're here, they're catalysts. Okay, so there's nothing to even guess. So you could see the only thing you have to worry about is which ones are coming out in the morning and which ones are coming out in the afternoon. So, for example, if Pan W was coming out Monday morning, which it wasn't, it's coming out afternoon, it would be a catalyst for today's session. But because this is coming out after the market closes, it's a catalyst for tomorrow's session. Similarly with these two, I don't know when they're coming out, but if this comes out tomorrow morning, it's a catalyst for tomorrow's session. If it
Right.
comes out after the market closes, it's a catalyst for Wednesday's session. So it has to be right before the market trades. So it can't be something, unforeseeable. So just wanted to make sure you guys, and good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon. Let me just say hello to everybody. I'm so focused on what I'm going to do today. So let me give this to you. I'm going to post this on YouTube and I'll post it in the chat. And greetings, everybody on YouTube. Here's this document. I posted it here. It's also in the Telegram channel. So you guys will have it, okay? Richard, Kevin, Steve, Helen, John, RP, Jason, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. I mean, and then Cyrus, hey Cyrus, Julio, Deborah, Pete, Arnolfo, Mike, Tammy, Adrian, FMB, good morning to you too. Eduardo, Cyrus, Raleigh, there he is. And he even posted my stocks for watch list stocks. This is fantastic. I love it. I love it. This is good. That's my morning stock. Wait, you're really helping me out, man. This is fantastic.
That's
Raleigh
what
is
I'm
just,
here to. That's what I'm
I
here to
know,
do.
I know. I appreciate it. I really do. It's been a long time since I had someone really, Matt is just really busy with other stuff, you know?
Yep.
Flying Ronan, Wade, Sergey, Ken. Hey, Ken, good to see you. I hope you're here and focused like you usually are. BG, Becky, Bob, Paul, Robert, Petro, Art, Robert, Abe, Stacy, Matt, HG. That's right, Matt. HG I got COVID. Oh, you got COVID too, HG? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So sorry to hear that. Joel, HG's from the Middle East. She's not in America. So I guess it's going around everywhere. Richard, I hope those kidney stones are out of your system. You're back. Good to see you. Andrew, Steve, Omar. Good to see you, Omar. David, Bob, Ken. It's going to become, yeah, I think it is going to become seasonal. Art, Wild Ranger, Becky, Robert, Cyrus, Ken, Paul, Ivano, Christopher, John, Ken, Pink Sparkles, Cyrus, Javad, John, Deanna, Wesley, PC. And I just want to get through this and I'll start. Adam, Dave, John, Vernon, Richard. Hey, Richard, Lloyd, Thelma, Lee, John, Scotty, Cyrus, Randy, Pete. Pete, how are you, Pete? Scott, um, Adam, Rickster, Tim, CJ, Jim, Kay, Gary, James, PC, Tammy, and if I'm missing somebody, I apologize. Shar, there's a lot of people here. Jody, Murmis, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, Murmis? Oh, good for you, Adam. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Jeremiah, Krish, Richard, everybody's here. Ed, and again, I'm just scrolling quickly. I'm not trying to exclude anybody. Please do not take it personally. Sometimes I'll get an email that says you haven't been mentioning my name. I'm sorry. I please do not take it the wrong way. Please do not take it the wrong way. I That's like the last thing I want to do is upset you in any way. Okay, so we have two things today, and I want to get through the first. Excuse me, the first one pretty quickly and get into the real fun stuff. I want to talk about day trading today. This will help you whether you're day trading stocks or trading e-minis or day trading options. But I want to go through my watch list first. Okay, so let me go through my watch list. I'll give you the options. I'll give you everything I'm looking at right now, and then we'll quickly get into the session because I have a lot I have a lot to talk to you guys about today. So overall, the market. I mean, this is this. You see how overlapping the candles are. There's not much of a range. This is a dead market. And you can always look at this. It's flat. It's flat. The Dow is literally flat. There's nothing happening. Um, if you look at T2104, that's the Vold. There's not much happening right now. It's just choppy. It's not. It doesn't have a strong. It doesn't have a strong trend, as you could very clearly see right here. The market is This is a very low probability. Wrong. 2104. That's sorry. That's the T2104 right here. You can see it's just very choppy. It doesn't have a clear bias. This is clean right here. This is fairly clean. This is just nothing. Okay. And if you use TC2000 and you want to get ADD, that's this right here. That's that right here. Advanced decline line right there. Okay. So I want to talk about these stocks. I'll give them to you really, really quickly. And I'm not going to focus on the chat. Raleigh's got that well covered. There,
Yep.
if you guys have an important question, he will bring it up to me. So on the left is the daily. On the right is the 5-minute chart. Because the market is choppy and there's not a lot of stocks breaking down or breaking up right now, there just isn't. You're going to have to focus on the stock themselves and not on the market for tailwind. There's no tailwind, okay? Also, I would be very, very careful because if you look at the market on a daily chart, you're just not going to get a lot of love from this. This is why I've been doing anything possible except giving you what I'm supposed to be doing. Is I'm just buying my time right now. This is very low probability environment. This is a very good probability environment. This is a crap environment. Now, one of the things I'll tell you right now is we talked about this. We talked about it all last week, and we talked about it a lot this week. And everything I was pointing to, it's a Monday. It is August. There's no catalyst for today. There's no major stocks breaking out. Last Thursday, we had 400 something stocks making 1 month highs. Now we have less than 100. There was nothing looking directional. When nothing is looking directional, it doesn't automatically give you a license to trade short. It just means there's nothing moving one way or the other. Cowbells today within the box. Yeah, cowbells within the box is no good. This is garbage. This is just garbage. Okay. It's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I have nothing to do. It's simply because the market is not operating on all fours. Now, with that said, still, let me give you my shorts. And then I want to get into an education session. I want to teach you some good stuff, really good stuff. Okay. Powerful stuff. So this stock is breaking down. Would I be engaging with it? No. What I would do is I would set an alert at the VWAP when VWAP crosses down the price action. So right here, VWAP crosses down, or this crosses up. Basically, price crosses up VWAP, or VWAP crosses down the price action. That's what we want to see. It doesn't give you a choice for price action. It gives you a choice with VWAP. So you got it VWAP versus price action. So we basically want it to cross down price action. Okay. And I want to set it just for 1 day. I don't need excess alerts. Okay. They just waste my time. So 1 day add the VWAP. Now, what if the market right now, what if, hypothetically speaking, the SPY was going down like this right now, parabolically like this? Would I be waiting for a pullback? No, because I have tailwind. I have none right now. Look, proof. See that? That's not tail. Now, if the market was doing this or this right here, you wouldn't see me waiting right. You would not see me waiting right now. I would not hesitate. I would say the market has plenty of tailwind. The market's not doing that. The market's doing this. Probably just go a little higher, if anything, and end up right here in the back in this range if I had to put money on it, which I do all the time. So ICE VWAP setting. I'm not going to give you options today because I have a lot of stocks to go through and none of them are ready. If an option is ready, if I see something ready, I will give it to you right now. I won't hesitate. And again, I am watching out for you. I'm not trying to be cheap with you, just watching out for you. Now, this stock, it looks really good. UPS to the short side, but we need to give it a little more firepower, and I don't think it has the volume we really need right now. But if it continues breaking down, maybe going down here, basically breaking below this base, I would want to engage with it, okay? But not right now. So, and it is doing absolutely nothing. This is randomness. If you think this is safe, you can buy or sell into this. You don't. It's randomness. You don't want to get into randomness because if you keep getting into randomness, your results are going to be random. Okay. Next one, CLX. CLX is breaking down below this area and it's at the VWAP. So theoretically, this one is ready if it now starts breaking back down again. What I would be looking for is this. Here, let me show you. I would be looking for Hakanachis to turn right now. Right this, I would look for flat red tops like this. So if I start seeing flat red tops on a 5-minute right now, that means this is having a Hakanachi reversal, HA reversal, okay? And if I was doing that, I would right now be looking at only monthly. You don't have much to choose from. So I would go right here. They're not expensive. 125 puts, September 19th. You don't have anything else to work with here. And again, I'm not putting a gun to your head to short this right now. I would only do it if I start seeing two flat tops. Hakanashi was one big one to the downside. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing anything right now. Just giving you heads up, okay? CLX, that's the one we just talked about. MKC, okay, it's still in range. It's very similar to the second one, to UPS. It's very similar to this. See, it's still in range because markets are choppy. But I keep going back to that one. Okay, see, here we go. We need it to break this level. Once it breaks this level, we got something going on. I like this trend, but it needs to break this level. And again, markets are choppy. So, folks, please don't think I'm trying to not give you alerts or hold out on you or try to that's not even close. Actually, let me check something real quick while
You
we're
know, Roger, one of the best
yes,
decisions people can make is to stay on the sidelines because that is a
yes.
decision.
Yes, staying on the sidelines is a decision, And right now it's not the worst decision. And again, it's not a cop out. It's not because, well, I don't know what to do right now. I'm panicking, so I'm not going to do. No, it's because we know exactly what we're doing. And it's dead money. There's no edge. There's no edge here. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, I mean, not taking a position is a position. You guys need to understand that not taking a position is a position. And it's not because I say so. It's because I want you to see it for yourself. I could tell you, well, I don't know. Some people will listen to what someone else says and they'll believe them. I'm not that person. I need to see it for myself. I wish I was the other kind of person. It would make my life 10 times easier because I
Right.
would be able to learn faster. But I'm a stubborn goat. I'm a stubborn goat. I took this before I went to law school when I was a kid. I took a class, a quick class to teach me how to improve my memory. And the guy
Mm.
sat there with me and he said to me after an hour, he said, you are really smart, but you are your worst enemy. I said, yeah, I know. But anyway, the point is, I hope you're not as strong-minded as me, and I hope you actually do listen to what I say and believe me. But I'm not one of those people, so I need to actually see it, which is why I spent so much time showing you what to look at.
Right.
Are the sectors over 1%? Is volatility pumping? Is Vold doing anything? Is ADD moving? Together, not one, but together, you can get a really good idea of what to expect from the market, as you guys know by following me pretty much every day.
Sure.
Mm.
And I know in situations like this, Roger, just from my own personal
Yeah.
experience, I entered Monday locked and loaded and ready to trade. I am ready to go. The problem here is that we can start to rationalize seeing what's going on in the markets. And that's where we're starting to deviate from our plan. So I know you're going to talk about keeping emotions in check, but that's a big one there. I'm
Yeah,
locked and loaded. I'm
that's the
ready to
biggest one.
trade, you
That's the
know?
biggest one. People coming in, they read their newspapers over the weekend, they get their ideas, and they think like it's. But what are most institutions doing on Monday? Nothing. They're repositioning their positions.
Right.
So again, you remember, the market will do anything possible. The market will do anything possible to trick you into making the worst decisions possible. That's the sole job of the market. The market has one job: to screw you up. If you don't believe me, try to trade on your own for a while and just do whatever you feel like doing, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about
Yep.
really fast. Okay. I think everybody's sitting there. Yes, that's why we're here. We've seen that before. You have to impose rules on the market, and nobody wants to do it. You got into this racket because there is no rules, and now someone's telling you got to follow rules. You see, it's all it's like pull bait and switch. All right. Uh, these natural resource stocks are going down. That's a breakdown. That's actually a clean breakdown right here. A very nice breakdown. And we're at the low of the day. I don't hate this trade. The only question is volume. Volume is high too. I don't hate this trade. I would wait maybe for a little bit of a pullback, but I don't know if we're going to get it. If you want to do this trade, let me give you a low risk way of low risk opportunity just to teach you something here. Let's go to let's do this. Let's hypothetical. This is just hypothetical. Let's go ahead and buy the 29, excuse me, the 30 put and sell the 29 put. You probably could do this for 28 cents and your profit opportunity is 80 cents. So you have a 4-to-1 here or 3-to-1 here. 3-to-1 right here. 30. You have only 4 days left, but if this is either going to move or it's not. This is like a lottery trade. This is either going to move or it's going to be dead money. So if you like to speculate, maybe towards the end of the day, or if you see momentum coming in and look at volume on a 5 minute, it's still moving higher on average. So this is a nice look. This is not a random move. This is a stock institutions are clearly liquidating right now. Okay. So, and it's probably the best one I've seen so far on a short. Okay, here's another one. This stock is definitely being sold off right now. It's breaking its lows right now. It's got good volume. I would rate it's got rhythm. It's got some rhythm. I would wait for it to and I'll talk about rhythm or what rhythm is in a minute. And I would wait for it to hit the VWAP. We got earnings and now you got good amount of earnings. It's a nice short stock. So you got crossing down price history right here, 1 day. Okay. We'll just hold off on this one. And if I was to do this one, spreads are too wide, probably. Right here, 35 put. You could do the 35 put and offset it with the 30 put right here. I would work this order like crazy, starting at the bid and start working it real slow. But you got 32 days left. But that's a nice looking breakdown right there. SMPL, SMPL. More random looking volume is really low. I would wait for this to come back up to the 8-day EMA. I don't think you need to really be in a rush here for this stock. CNX. This one has some clearance here. You have clearance, but it's not really doing anything, and volume is really low. I wouldn't be in a rush here. The only one I really like, as far as a momentum play, is AR. And remember, market first. And what is the market doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm just looking to see what my stocks are doing. Okay. All right. Okay. Now let me give you the longs, okay? Let me give you the longs. These are the best of the best. These are all on my watch list in the pit right now. So I'm literally giving you my best stocks right now. Irene, love this stock right now. Gonna set an alert at the VWAP. Not gonna go chasing anything with this market. No, crossing up price history for 1 day. I like Royal Caribbean a lot. I'm literally giving you my best stocks right now. Going to set an alert right here, crossing up price history. I like Carvana. Notice all of these stocks are not making 52-week highs. They're pulling back and making highs. Why? Because I don't want to buy breakouts right now. There's hardly any stocks making breakouts. So look at Royal Caribbean, look at Irene, and look at Carvana. What pattern is every one of those trades? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me what the pattern for any of those trades are? That's right, CJ, A-line. Very good. They're all A-line alerts. Very good. Good job. How about this one? Oscar. Nice breakout right here. Not going to chase today. If I miss it, I don't care. All we need is the market to just cool off for 20 minutes so we can get filled on it. Right there. This one doesn't really have any clarity, so we're going to skip this one for now. Let's see something here. TLB. No, in a downtrend. AAAOI. Okay. Okay, it's got a nice little uptrend, but yeah, this one looks good too. I really like this one a lot. Crossing up price history one day. And now I want to show you something really important. All the stocks that I showed you. Now look at this one. Lulu. It's breaking out, right? It's moving higher. Why do I not like this stock? Can anybody tell me? That's right. CJ, you're getting good at this. Look at that. He's fast. Raleigh, CJ's like this. It's below the moving averages. No, it's
Yep.
below the American flag.
Mhm.
This is why. And this is when you guys, it's in a downtrend. If we fail, okay, if this fails, look, let me show you something. And this is something that 90% of beginners completely miss. You want to have a parachute when you trade, okay? This is a downtrend. Every time it goes up, it makes a lower low, makes a lower low, makes a lower low. This is, a lower high, excuse me, a lower high, lower highs. If this fails, the odds are that this is going to come right back down and make another low. And you wouldn't even blink twice. It would just look like the rest of this. If a stock is moving in an uptrend instead, and it's breaking out and it comes back, where does it come back to? Well, right there. And then you get it. So you have a little bit of a cushion here. Okay. What's your cushion over here when you're in a downtrend? You don't have one. If this thing reverts back to its main trend, it's just going to continue making lower lows. Folks, if you can understand what I'm saying right now, that is a huge, 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 huge problem and a huge error beginners make. No, I didn't say I like GTLB. I just wanted to look at it. But do you understand? It's in a downtrend, which means if this breakout doesn't hold, this will revert back to a downtrend. But if you're buying a stock that's in an uptrend and it breaks out and then reverts, guess where it's going to revert back into? Uptrend, which means you have another bite of the apple. See, here you have to wait for this stock to break its trend. Do you guys understand? I want to make sure you guys understand the difference before I move on.
And to that point, Roger, a question came up earlier from Scotty. He says, Roger, how many days does it take to make a trend?
How many days does it do what?
Yeah, his question was, how many days before a stock is in a trend?
That's a good question. That's a great question. For me, at least that's a good question. At least 2 months. 2 months. To me, a month is a turtle soup. It's a breakdown level.
Turtle soup.
Turtle soup. No. You know why? Because they used to use 20-day breakouts, and then they had to switch because they were getting so many false breakouts.
Yeah.
So they started calling the 20-day breakouts turtle soup instead of turtle soup, because they would just fall into back into the soup. So I mean, it wasn't something I came up with. It's actually a term that they came up with. If you look at Linda Raschke's book, there's a strategy that fates 20-day breakouts. It's called turtle soup and turtle soup plus one. No, no
How about
joke.
that?
No
How
joke.
about that? Okay,
Now,
cool.
look. Let me show you. Let me show you. I'll show you. I'm not kidding. This
I
is
just thought it was a great term. I was going
it
like, this
is
is
it is
Uncle
it is a
Roger
great term.
coming up with stuff.
Turtle soup, Linda Rashke. Look,
Rasky.
yeah. I don't. I'm not making up any of
Uh,
this stuff.
I know you're not.
Contrarian reversal strategy, turtle soup, widely recognized. Contrarian reversal, false breakouts. You see right here?
Yeah.
I'm not making this up. This is
Uh,
like, and by the way, what I'm talking about is like 50 years old, 40 years old. I'm not making it. I'm not recreating the wheel. I'm not doing it. This is just like, it's just funny, but I'm not making this up. Okay. Yeah.
So I get it. It falls back. And the other question that came up real quickly here
Yeah.
is that there are several people who don't understand what you mean by A-line,
Yeah,
Roger.
I'll explain to you what an A-line is. Most people
Okay.
actually do here, but some don't. An A-line is a program that we have that you can buy. But what an A-line is this. Let me show you. Let me give you a good example. So let's go right here. So you see this yellow line right here? That's the 8-day EMA, okay? And you see how right here price just bounces off the 8-day EMA right here? So
Right.
whenever price is goes below the 8-day EMA and then crosses back above it, that's an A line. So an A
Okay.
line is a trending stock. So let me just do my here's an A. So let me give you a good example. So you have a stock that's moving up like this, and then it pulls back, and then here's the moving average, right? And then the moving average, the stock goes like this, the moving average goes like this, and then the stock comes back above the moving average like this, just
Right.
like this. So it's a pullback that's coming back. And usually the best ones occur are the first ones after a new swing high. So you have a swing high right here and you have a pullback right here.
Mhm.
If this makes a high and then it comes down like this and makes another high, this is not as good because you
Not as
have a
good.
downtrend now.
Right.
See that? But this is trying to regain its strength and come back up here. Whether it comes up here, back here or not, I don't really care about because I'll be done with this trade before it comes up here. I'm not going to hold it for 40 points or 30 points. But my
Mhm.
point is it tries. Usually that's what the expected thing to do is for it to come back and try to hit this and regain the uptrend or have a false breakout, but at least come up to this level. Okay? Just want to
All
make sure
right,
everybody
great.
understood.
And if I also remember, Roger, the A stands for accumulation.
Mm-hmm.
So these are points of accumulation.
Exactly. Those are accumulation points. That's right. So RCL I like Carvana. Same thing. Again, this is the 8-day moving average. You see how it compresses and then it keys off the 50-day moving average, compresses, and now it's above the VWAP, the anchored, not the anchored VWAP, but the 8-day EMA and the anchored VWAP that I have right here. So it's above all of that stuff right here. And it's holding up really well. So again, let me take a picture of this. Okay, so again, our target would be here. Now, do I really care if it continues going up here? No, because I'm probably going to take profit right here, but I'm
Right there.
expecting it
Yeah.
to hit this area again. Again, that's an A line. A lines are great when you're in a consolidation or a pullback because you're looking for breakouts that are already breaking out while the market is still consolidating. So that's what we're doing today. Um, Oscar breaking out, breaking out right there. Nice breakout right there. Um, Dell, that's a nice looking stock right there. Very nice looking stock right there at a very nice breakout. Now, remember I showed you AR to the downside? That's the equivalent of AR to the upside. That's a clean breakout. Matter of
Mhm.
fact, yeah, it's a nice clean breakout. Multi month or year breakout. Nice breakout. Next one is LMND. No, we're going to scratch that one and then AAOI. I like this one a lot too. And again, it's the first time it's trying to rally after making a swing high. That's what you want. You don't want to see it try. This is the first real attempt beyond random that it's trying to go up here. So there's a really good chance that it'll at least make its way up here or up here. high volume bars, and that's $2 above the current value. So again, we're not looking for mega bucks. We're looking to take a little trade, a little trade off. Let me just see something. And Hood looks like it's setting up right now, by the way, very nicely too. Volume is a little bit low. That's the only problem. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah,
But
Hood looks
again,
great on the dailies. Look how smooth that
yeah,
is.
it
Yeah.
does. It does look good on a daily. And again, if you're not day trading, I'm not that concerned about volume on large caps. Um, I'm only concerned about day trading with volume. I don't care if I'm swing trading. Volume on a large cap doesn't mean much to me. A matter of fact, for our programs like A line, Matt doesn't even look at volume. I don't even look at volume because we're only trading large caps. So it doesn't matter. And we're not, because volume right now is not going to be volume 5, 6 days from now. With Pro Trader Dashboard, it makes a big difference. Okay. Big difference. Okay. Those are the stocks. Now, let me really quickly make an image, a screenshot of something here. I want to show you something here. Second. Okay. Okay. There we go. So let me just take the screenshot. I have my TC2000 on another computer. So I want to take a screenshot and just send it over here real quick. And we'll be able to rock and roll. Okay, let's see if it came through here. Okay, here it is. Okay, so what you're seeing right now, I wanted to kind of explain to you some terminology first of all, and give you. This is a screenshot, okay? This is just a screenshot here. It's not anything. As a matter of fact, let me take a screenshot of this so I could draw on this. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about day trading right now. Actually, let me get rid of this thing here. Get rid of that. Okay, here we go. You guys will see what I'm talking about in just 1 second. Okay, here we go. So when we talk about the market and market internals, I want you to understand how each of these plays a role and helps the market with something really, really important. So okay, what is a market that has a lot of energy? Can you guys tell me? Does anybody understand what energy means? Energy. Very, very important. Let's see if anybody understands what I'm talking about. Hmm. Let me show you what I'm talking about, energy, okay? So imagine these are bars, okay? Here, let me delete this. So imagine these are price bars, okay? This versus this. This kind of price action, which price action has high energy? This price action or this price action? Upper or lower? So when the market is moving, when the price range is wide, and you have a lot of when you have a lot of let me delete this right now. When you have a lot of bars that are big and there's hardly anything overlapping each other, would you agree that that's high energy, very high
Hmm.
energy trading environment? And would you agree that the bottom, which we talked about, is very low energy environment?
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you an interesting question. What's the difference between a high energy environment and a low energy environment? What's the difference to you? Price is moving versus price is just dead. Like today, it's a very low energy environment. Okay, well, we got a lot of people helping out on YouTube. Look at that. Price is moving fast. Okay, so you guys want to write this down. A high energy market, it has nothing to do with buying. You can have that same thing going down. You can have those bars going down. It could be high energy, could be to the sell side. It has nothing to do with bulls. You can have a market that's breaking down like this. That's also a high energy market versus a market that's breaking down like this. When something is grinding, it's a low energy market. When something is a high energy market, it means it has a lot of movement. What does it mean to you? Okay, higher profit potential. What else? What else? What's more important than high profit potential? Mm, okay, opportunity, but what else? Cleaner entries. What else? Predictability. There's one thing that less uncertainty. Okay. How about this? How about this? If I have, if I have a low probability market, okay, low probability market, I want you to see yourself. This is a trend. This is a move, right? That's a move, right? Okay. So the stock you're looking at is doing this. Do you buy here or do you buy here if it's a low energy day versus a high energy day? That's a better question. So you're buying a pullback. Do you buy the pullback here or do you buy the pullback here? It's a high energy day, high energy day. Higher? Does everybody say higher? High energy day. Do you buy the top one? Okay. So write this down. High energy days are much more forgiving, which is something that none of you wrote. High energy days are more forgiving. You could do more, you can get away with more nonsense in a high energy day or versus a low energy day. Your entries don't have to be as good. Okay? More forgiving. The market is more forgiving on a high energy day, which means you don't have to wait for confirmation. You can anticipate more on a high energy day. On a low energy day, you want to confirm price action. On a high energy day, you can anticipate price action because price is more forgiving. Are you guys writing this down?
Hmm.
Raleigh, do you think they're writing this down?
I think they're scribbling furiously.
It only took me 30 years to figure this out. So if you're trading pullbacks or breakouts, you can be a lot more frisky on a high energy day than a low energy day. And no, you've never learned this before. No, you will never read this in a book because anybody who knows this doesn't write books. They trade for a living. Okay. So the first thing you need to know is iPhone high energy means a lot of volume, a lot of volatility, a lot of movement. Not a so we'll talk about that in a minute. So how can we tell if it's funny enough, iPhone just brought me to my next two things that I wanted to teach you. How do you know if it's a high energy day or not? Can somebody tell me the two words that I'm looking for? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm just curious. Unusual volume activity. So we talked about energy, right? We talked about market having energy and how the more energy the market has, the more forgiving it can be, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So now the question somebody asked, how do we know the market has energy? How do we know? How do we know? It's a good question, right? Well, let me answer your question. Number one, number one, does the market have rhythm? Is this kind of a market? Is it this kind of a market? Or is it this kind of a market? Or this kind of a market? Like today, for the most part. So let me try that again. I'm doing so much Picasso drawing.
You
Are
are.
we, are we, is the market doing, let's say the market's choppy. Is the market doing this? Or is the market doing this? In a trending market, is the market doing, is the stock doing this? Or is the stock doing this? Rhythm, rhythm. Does the stock have rhythm? Okay. Does the stock have rhythm? This is not rhythm. This is rhythm. So the way you could see if there's a lot of energy in the market is how much rhythm the stock has. What's the other thing that I look for to determine if a stock has a lot of energy? Have you guys ever heard anybody use these terms before? Ever? Okay. What's the other thing I'm going to look at to see if there's enough energy? Rotation, rhythm and rotation. How much does the asset rotate versus how much does it move directionally? So, in order for me to determine how much energy a stock has, I want to see how strong directional rhythm is and how if the rotations are big and if the rotations are small and if there's rhythm to the market. Rhythm will tell me. This will tell me if there's a lot of power in the market. In order to have power, okay. So in order for the market to have power, what do we need to have? We need to have a buyer and a seller for a transaction to take place, right? We need to have, write this down. We need to have either a very aggressive buyer and a very non-aggressive seller, or we have to have a very aggressive seller and a very non-aggressive buyer. Are you guys writing this down? Now, what I taught you today, I want you to think about it for a couple of days. Now, the Vold, when the Vold, when, so now, when ADD is at 1500, not at 400, you're going to have a lot of rhythm. A lot of rhythm. When ADD is below 1400, you're going to have very, very little rhythm because stocks are not trading above or below yesterday's high. When Vold is trending, you have very good what? energy. And when it's not trending, what do you have? A lot of rotations. So this helps us understand if the market has rhythm, and this helps us understand if the market has force, which is whether it's rotational or not, which all equals energy. These two things equal, these three things equal energy. Not so much this one. These two things will tell you if the market has energy or not, versus whether they have rotations and whether they have rhythm. Energy equals rotation and rhythm. These two indicators, the volt and the ADD, help you determine those two factors. Okay, what is the most important thing to determine in when you're day trading indexes? Rhythm. If you don't have rhythm, okay, if you don't have rhythm, how are you going to pick highs and lows? If you don't have directional bias, how are you going to get enough for the market to generate these things? Assuming you're in a choppy channel, you're just going to be like this. Is what I'm saying making a little sense? I introduced three concepts to you: energy, rhythm, and rotation. And now I'm explaining to you how those concepts all fit together using the tools that we've been using now for several months. But I didn't want, you guys weren't ready for them yet, so I didn't introduce them to you yet. We're only about 5% there. What does that mean we're 5% there? Well, if you have Trading Zone Live, which is the program that Matt and I use to give you guys day trades, and I'll talk about that in a minute, we use all this stuff that we talked about right now. We can't put that in Alpha Zone Pro. You understand? So when you guys ask, how come you guys are giving us trades not when the line comes up? Because we're using stuff that you guys haven't even begun to hear of yet. Okay, now let me show you something else. Okay. This is something that a lot of you guys get confused on. A lot of people get confused on. Now, you will have to watch this show probably 3 or 4 times to really start understanding it, but let me continue. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Is this beneficial to you guys? Are you starting to get a little bit like ideas in your head? Okay. 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 Rhythm, energy, rotation, the size of the rotations, starting to feel overloaded. Well, that's why you have me for. Okay. Okay. Now, this is something that a lot of traders have a lot of problem with, including folks that follow me. Okay. So I want to show you this. Okay. So now if I use the term, if I use the term rhythm, the market has really strong energy and it has really good rhythm and we're seeing reasonable rotations. Will you guys understand where I'm going with that if I start talking about in those terms, right? You guys will understand that, right? Rhythm, rotation, energy. Okay. Okay. We're still talking about this. We're just talking about visualizing it a little bit. So if you see a little trend that goes like this up, there's not a lot of rotation in that, right? It's a pretty clean trend. There's a lot of energy there, but there's not a lot of rotation. Okay. For day trades, we need rotation. Day trades, we need rotations. We need a lot of rotations. We need these things on day trades so we can make money off of these areas. So when we're day trading, we need a lot of rotations. Okay. Yeah, that's right, Fred. Good for you. I posted that in the Telegram channel. Congratulations. Okay. So let me delete this. So I want to show you something else. And I've been meaning to talk about this for a while, but I haven't had a chance in a while. And it's confusing to a lot of people. So, and Raleigh, I think you're going to find this discussion really interesting, actually.
It's amazing, Roger. I love it.
You like this stuff that I just talked about? It's pretty cool, right?
Absolutely, because it's fundamental to everything that's going on, and it's something that we don't even think about. So, I mean, if you go walking into the jungle without this knowledge, your chances of being eaten grow. That's
Yes,
the
you
way I
need to.
look at it.
Right. And folks, every day I teach you just a little bit more. And I know you guys don't think I do this, but I put a lot of thought into what I teach you. I start thinking about what I'm going to teach you today all the way at 7:30 in the morning. Look at when I post my agenda. It's 7:01 in the morning. This is when I decide what I'm going to teach you today. So I have about 5 hours to think about it. Okay. We don't just come up here and say, oh, today I'm going to talk about this stock because it looks really good.
Mm-mm.
I really put a lot of thought into this. Okay. And there's a lot of guys who will charge you 15, 20, $30,000 to teach you the kind of stuff that I'm literally talking about right now. So let's talk about fractals real quick. Let's talk about fractals real quick. What is a fractal? Fractal is just multiple time frames. And this is something a lot of people get confused with. So I'll get an email from somebody. And this happens all the time. Roger, my guru before I met you, my guru before I met you, he told me to always trade in the direction of the trend. He told me to always trade in the direction of the trend. And you're taking a trade not in the direction of the trade. Well, here's my answer to that. Markets are fractals. What time frame are you looking at? Maybe we're looking at different time frames. For example, let me give you an example. Let's say I'm looking at a 1 hour chart, and the 1 hour chart is doing this, okay? Okay. The 15-minute chart is doing this. You understand that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the 1 minute chart may be doing this, but the 15-minute chart or the hour chart, excuse me, is doing this. But the 15-minute chart is doing this, and the 1 minute chart is doing this. So you know how you always hear people talk about trading with the trend. So you make sure when you're looking at someone trade, you understand what time frame they're trying to find the trend on. Okay, that's the first thing I wanted to explain to you about fractals, because fractals are like this. Look, you can be a daily chart could be going up, right? The 5 minute chart could be going down, and the 1 minute chart could be going up. And they're still on a daily chart. Everything is still moving higher. So
Yep.
always ask yourself, what is the predominant time frame here? What is the predominant time frame? Is Roger looking at the daily? Is he looking at the 15-minute? Is he looking at, or maybe there is no trend? So most of the time, the majority of the time, when we place trades in trading in the trading edge program, and if they're most of the time we either trade pullbacks like this. Oh, hold on, let me delete all this. The two type of trades that Matt usually puts in are these type of trades on a 5 minute chart, or again, these type of trades. And again, do you see why you need rotations? The bigger the rotations, the better your entry will be, because you have something to work with, whether you're trending or not. High energy, good rotations. Look for high energy, good rotations, and good rhythm, visible rhythm, and try to stay out of the range. Now, here's where the fun part starts. Do you guys think it's possible to pick tops and bottoms? Do you guys think it's possible to pick tops and bottoms? Joe says no. Naples fan says no. Guardip says no. Alan says no. Why do you think that is? Because Uncle Roger told you so? Okay. It's absolutely possible to pick tops and bottoms. It's absolutely possible, depending on what time frame you're looking. So let's say I'm trading on an hour. Let's say this is a 5 minute chart, and I'm trading using hourly charts that are doing this. Hey, my entries are picking tops and bottoms right here. Within the channel, I'm picking tops and bottoms. Or how about here? Am I not picking tops and bottoms when there's no trend? So when you have good rhythm and you have good energy and you have good rotations, it's absolutely possible to pick tops and bottoms when you're day trading on a short-term time frame. We're doing it right here. It's not possible to pick tops and bottoms on the big scheme of a trend. In other words, I don't know if IBM is going to go to 300 or 200, but on a 5-minute charts, that's exactly, or a 3-minute chart, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Pick tops and bottoms. So on the big time frame, this is why I'm trying to explain to you why fractals matter. On a big time frame, you can't pick tops and bottoms. On a short-term time frame, your job is to pick tops and bottoms. So before we get into a class, and this class will solidify a lot of what I'm going to teach you, what did we learn today in this discussion? We learned that you need to determine the elasticity of the market when you're day trading, not position trading, not swing trading, day trading. In order for that to happen, you need to have energy, rhythm, and rotation. This will tell you if there's energy. This will tell you if there's directional bias. This will tell you if there's rhythm. If this is at 100 and this isn't, so let me explain. If this is at 100 and this is going straight up, this is what you're going to see. You're not going to have a lot of short-term day trading opportunities on the index. Everything I'm talking about today is the index. Now, if this is moving up like this, I mean, this is moving up like this, the way it's moving right now, and this is at 1250 or 1500, you're going to be moving up like this. Now, let's say this is dead, completely dead, but this is at 1500. Capiche? These two things, and this to a lesser degree, helps you determine for day trading the SPY if the market has elasticity, if it has rotation, right? And if it has rhythm. And you need to have all of these three things. Okay? So now, our eyes can pick these better than anything. This is why we're having this discussion. So you've learned today that in order for your day trades to be really successful, you need to have a lot of energy. You have to have really good rhythm and you need to have good rotations. If you don't have those, then you're going to be plowing through dirt. Okay. You're not going to be doing anything. You also found out trading is a lot more resilient and easier when you have high energy.
Right.
And you can get in at, you can do anticipatory trades versus here, you could do these type of trades versus these type of trades because market is a lot more forgiving because it's elastic, tends to come back and forth. Okay. These two indicators that come with the trading zone live help you determine these factors. And if you can't determine these factors, then you should just be taking signals and you shouldn't be day trading on your own just yet. All that stuff is really, really, really important. Now, we haven't gotten into inventory. We haven't gotten into aggressiveness of buyers or sellers. We're just scratching the surface. Let me just check something real quick. I got JP Morgan here. And then I got Roblox here. Okay, they seem to be holding on. Just FYI, if you're in the pit and you're holding Roblox, this is the stock that really got away from us. This is the only one in a long time. I'm waiting for it to close above the high. If it closes above the high, it's cooking with gas. And I'm holding this one as a position, as a swing trade, JP Morgan, and I'm hoping for it to get up to about 294.25. We have a Friday's debit spread on that in the pit. Now, if you guys are serious, if you're serious about learning how to day trade, like really, really learning how to day trade, okay? and this stuff is really important to you. I have a program called Trading Zone Live. Okay. And we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this program right now, and I'm going to explain it to you in a much more cohesive sense. Okay. Let me just put this here.
So, Roger, but if you've got a second here,
Yes.
one question that came up from several people was that they're going, if we assume for a moment that we have energy and rhythm and rotation, do we respect support and resistance in and amongst all that? Is that another consideration? Or if I've got all that thing going, we just ignore support and resistance?
Support and resistance will be if you have really healthy rhythm, support and resistance will be the up and the down area of that rhythm. They will make that channel.
Okay, so
They will create
within the channel as opposed
yeah,
to like the
they
previous
will
day's high or low
right,
or
right.
moving average. Okay,
Exactly. They will create that channel, and you won't really have that. Yeah, you won't have that issue at
got you
all.
covered.
It
Yep.
won't be yeah, it won't be an issue at all. Let me just check something here. Da, 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 da. Mhm. Okay, just wanted to see what we're doing. Okay. All right. You know what I think we'll be able to do? Since we don't have any music today, I'm going to allow this to just go on YouTube. And I don't think we're going to because we don't have music. I think what they really care about is the music. So I don't really,
Actually, no, Roger,
yeah,
they also care about promotional
they
work.
do. Okay, okay, okay.
In
Let
other
me
words, we have to
see.
be careful when we're selling a service.
All right, then let me go ahead and have Diana. Let me go ahead and have Diana.
I can
Uh,
do it. I
it's
think
interesting. I know how to hook up YouTube. I do it every day in the morning, but I don't know how to disconnect from YouTube. That's
let
the
me,
problem. So
I
I'm
can,
going,
I
yeah, go
can
ahead.
do it. You
You know
tell
how to
me when to disconnect and I
Oh,
can stop
oh,
it.
perfect. Okay, can you do it? Can you do it? Can you disconnect in about? So, folks, here's the deal. If you can, what I would really love for you to do right now, everybody on YouTube, you're gonna miss out a really good class right now, unless you come into the VIP room. So here is the VIP room, and we're gonna give it. We're not gonna pitch anything for a little while. We're gonna be still talking about this for a little while. But Raleigh, I just posted it there, and if you can disconnect just YouTube maybe in
Yep,
about 15 minutes or so.
be glad
Don't
to.
don't don't even ask. Just 15
Just do
minutes.
it.
Yeah,
You got it.
exactly. And you're good to go. 15 minutes is perfect. And let me just put this here, make this a little smaller. And I hope, and folks, what I discussed today, we're going to be talking about it a lot here in this room. Okay. I just wanted to give you a little, I just wanted to give you a little taster of, because a lot of you are like, why are you guys doing this trade? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And I try to explain to a lot of folks, it takes me a lot more. There's a lot more to day trading than just a platform. I mean, the platform is great for you, but I know a lot more than that, and it took me 31 years to get there, and I'm going to share it all with you. But you know about 5% of what I know right now in terms of what I've explained to you. So, and Matt's about 80% there, 75, 80% there. There's a lot I haven't discussed yet, and a lot of these things are going to really, really help you. Um, really help you become a better trader. Now, you can also apply this in a little different way. You can also apply this to stocks, day trading stocks. This applies to everything. This rhythm, what I'm talking about, it's a way to find out if the market's moving. If you're a professional trader, you know exactly right away in the morning, hey, do we have high energy? Do we have good rhythm? Do we have reasonable rotations? Okay, it's a good time to swim. Okay. So now I'm going to give you a structured class. So we have a program. Matt and I have a program where we give you signals. These signals are based on the Alpha Zone Pro, market internals, and about 85% of the stuff that we're just starting to cover with you now. What you need to know is this. We basically trade pullbacks and reversals. When the market's not trending. Okay. So we don't go against the trend. You never want to go against the trend. So just wanted you guys to start getting a little piece of it, okay? And please don't go anywhere. Pay attention. This class is going to be really cool, and it's going to help you take things what I just said to another level, and it's going to show you another tool that we use to trade this way, okay? So the profits performance, everything we're going to show you is I don't even know if there's a word typicality. We're not going to make any future claims. But from April 14th through August 17th, which was this weekend. Okay. We've had 193 trades, day trades. We've had a 70.5% win rate with an average return of 15%. These are all actual trades. This is not cockamamie, monkey business, back testing, none of that stuff. Winners and losers. Now, we do an average, not every day, but we do an average of 2 to 5 trades per day. Now, think about a net return like this from April 14th through August 17th with 70% win rate with an average winner and loser. So every time you do a trade, the average return is 15.3%. Not once a year, not once a month, but sometimes several times per day. Per day. That allows you, and as you will see here, to increase your account much, much, much faster. With that said, let's begin. Now, folks, I know a lot of you, one of the first things you focus on when you're here is how to not lose money. How to not lose money. Let me explain a really good analogy for you. Let's say you're a 7-year-old kid. Okay, we've all been 7 years old, and you want to learn a sport. Let's say you're a boy and you want to learn football. How far do you think you're going to get? Or how about riding a bike? How about you're a girl and you're riding a bike and you're scared of falling? How far do you think you're going to get in learning to ride that bike if all your parents are going to tell you is your job is not to get hurt? Your job is not to get hurt. You can't get hurt. If you get hurt, I'll never allow you to ride this bike again. You won't be able to ride that bike, even if you have the best balance in the world. You'll be mentally screwed up. Or let's say you've seen your older brother get into a really bad bike accident, I don't know, and he couldn't walk for 3 days, and you're a little scared. Someone telling you how careful you have to be, and someone telling you that you're going to break your arm, be careful or you're going to break your arm. If somebody keeps telling you that, you're not going to want to learn that thing. It's not going to be fun because you're always going to be thinking about breaking your arm. But instead, if you embrace it, if you embrace the fact that it's going to happen, you're going to get injured one way or another. The fact is most kids don't think about that stuff at all. That's what gets you to learn it so fast. So the point here is nobody goes in when they're a kid learning something thinking they're going to get into a car accident or they're going to get hit by a car. That's not what they're thinking. They're thinking about how much fun they're going to have. Losers, well, that's just part of the price, man. That's the price of the going around the block with the kids. That's what I got to pay. My point is this. Embrace the losers. Love the losers, because the more you try to stay away from those losers, the more of them you're going to have. Murphy's Law never fails. To me, a loser is completely inconsequential. There is no difference between a winner and a loser. You know what makes the biggest difference? How well I trade. If my trades are A-plus trade setups, now if I'm placing bad trades and I'm having losers because of that, then I'm an idiot. But if I'm placing A-plus setups and I'm being patient, then I'm doing my job. The losers is part of the package. You're dealing with the trading, not the losers. So I want you guys to understand that and stop focusing on the losers, because the losers is how you make money. Okay? All right? My name is Roger Scott, and while most traders are literally glued, and when I say glued to tariff headlines, inflation data, or the Fed's next move, we've been quietly polishing up a strategy that helps tell folks where every dollar goes in and out of the market, okay, which is really important, with zero delay. And by tracking every last penny, we've been able to front run some of the biggest markets moves in a matter of minutes. For example, Tuesday, April 29th, the spot. By the way, every one of these trades were issued trades with a timestamp. None of these were, well, let's go back in time and give people examples. No. That's not what this is, okay? These are real trades that actually happen. You can learn from this. The SPY started selling off fast around 12:40 in the afternoon. At 1:05, I picked up that 21 plus bullish transactions were pouring in that very minute. I send out an alert. There it is right there. Go long SPY. There's this price and everything. As expected, the SPY surged higher. There's the alert right there. 76% in 33 minutes. And again, the very next day, SPY dropped hard at 1 p.m. At 117, over 12 million bullish transactions flooded the market. Guess what we did? We sent out an alert. And sure enough, over the next 18 minutes, what did the SPY do? It shot up like a rocket ship. Okay. 58% gain in 18 minutes. And again, later that afternoon, the SPY was treading water heading into the close. But at 2:48 p.m., over 9 million bullish transactions hit the tape. I sent out an alert, 2:48 in the afternoon. Anyone would have gotten that bzz, 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 and made out like a bandit. That's what I'm talking about. And folks, please, if you're in the YouTube channel, please make your way into the Zoom room. There's a link posted for you there right now. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to be closing that in about 5 minutes.
Thank you, sir. And made out like a bandit on that one too. Okay. 74% gain in 59 minutes. And did it again last Friday, knocking out 3 more winners in a row. That's right. We had 3 winners last week in the pit. In the trading zone. 13% in 5 minutes, 27% in 18 minutes, and 43% in 36 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. And you guys made out like bandits. There it is right there. I did a 10 lot program blast. People were happy. Now, this isn't some theoretical back test. It's been tracking and sharing these signals live with over 960 members over the last few months. We only launched this a few months ago. We already have 960 traders in there in a brand new trading room called Trading Zone Live. And when I say we've been on fire, I really mean that. What do people have to say for themselves? I'm up over 10,000 month to date. Don says 1,500 per day, 8,500 Don. Jason, I've been averaging 2,500 per week. You're welcome, Jason. Harold doubled my account in 3 months. Tony, 200 to 800 almost every day. Tony, you played a significant role in helping me double the account. Let me see what's going on outside. My dogs were going crazy out there. Look at this. Dana says from April 16th through May 16th, my account went from $250 to $1,400. That's a 42% return. I love it. Don, over $10,800. And Dave sends me his account statements right there. I love it. I love it. HG, who has COVID right now, had a 93% win rate in May. Joanne made $48,000. We love that. And Esther made $78,000. Richard made over $100,000 in 2 weeks. He's way beyond that now. He went and bought his daughter a car. We've got a couple of people buying their daughter's car. Fred made over 300,000 or 400,000 last week. Now, I've got to say, these results are pretty fantastic. Some of the best we've seen. But unlike most trading rooms that pump and dump or penny stocks or chase news headlines, we're not trading thousands of tickers out there. We're not constantly refreshing scanners looking for NVIDIA, Apple, and Amazon, although I am doing that in another program. Instead, we're only looking at the SPY, the QQQ, the Russell 2000, and the Dow, the indexes. And by the way, everything I just explained to you, day trading, most of that applies to indexes because it's hard to get good rhythm out of stocks during the day. They don't really have good rhythm. They're almost random during the day. But the SPY is not. They have a lot of energy. They have a lot of rhythm because they're big. Not only does this powerhouse ticker pack the punch, but thanks to new regulations by Chicago Board of Option Exchange, we now have options which we can use to give us levels. The implied volatility in those options are very, very important, okay? Richard says, pay attention, this works. Yeah, it works really well. Options, Brad, options or E-minis? This is all options or E-minis. We'll talk about it in a minute. We're now able to target double, sometimes even triple-digit gains in a matter of minutes. 31% gain in 16 minutes, 52% gain in 23 minutes, 121% gain in 32 minutes. Now, if you told me you had a way to track and trade every dollar going in and out of SPY in real time and use that intel to target big gains, I'd say you're doing pretty good. But here's the thing. We don't just get one of these opportunities a day. We get 3 to 5. When the markets are doing something, like right now, there's not a lot of rhythm to the market. But when there's rhythm, we play the market well. Also, it's August. You guys understand we're kind of in a holiday mode right now. So whether you're retired, work full time, trading for a living, or just starting to dabble in the markets, it doesn't matter. There's always plenty of opportunities at your fingertips. Let me just check on something here. Sorry, I'm always in the middle of trades, and I just want to
Yes,
make
you are.
sure. I apologize, folks. I'm not trying to be rude. Uh, I just need to be doing this. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, things are moving in the right direction. For example, look what would have happened June 23rd. You could have been enjoying a walk with the dog, right? Like I do every Saturday and Sunday morning, times four. Felt a little bzz, bzz, bzz in your pocket, pushed a few buttons on the phone. 5 minutes later, 28% in 5 minutes. It got another buzz again, 23% in 21 minutes. Now, look, what are these two doing sitting so closely at the gym at 2:32? Shouldn't they be working? I'm noticing all these things. 84% gain in 29 minutes. And again, 348, bzz, bzz, right before the market closes. A few minutes later, 116% gain in 10 minutes. These are actual trades that happen. Now, let's say someone put $2,000 into each of those. You would have made over $5,000 in profit, and that's after one day of trading. Imagine what you could have accomplished after an entire week. Now, in a moment, I'll give you a chance to join us on the next trade, one that could fire off literally within an hour, just depending on what the market's going to keep doing. Plus, I'll share with you a simple money flow indicator that helps us forecast these price movements on the SPY before they happen. Yeah, I know, Tony. I know you never heard of rhythm and you never heard of energy when it comes to stock and you never heard of rotation that way. But those are all that are very, very important terms, as you heard today. An indicator that's already hiding within your trading platform. And I'll teach you how to use it at no charge. So if a free bootcamp trading session sounds juicy to you and you're ready to see how hundreds of traders have changed their financial futures, thanks to Trading Zone Live. Folks, if you're in Trading Zone Live, let us know how you're doing. Raleigh will rebroadcast it. And if you're trading with Trading Zone Live, if you're with an Alpha Zone Pro, tell the folks here how you've been doing that. Richard, let them know how you've been doing. Wesley says I've closed 2 trades for 5% win and 12% while you've been talking with Alpha Zone Pro. Excellent. Go ahead and post yes in the chat. All right, let's do this. Now, if this is your first time live with me, my name is Roger Scott. I've been doing this for 31 years. My partners included the current senior financial economist to President Trump's administration, Kevin Hassett. He's in line to take over Powell's job. The senior financial advisor, the senior economic teacher at Columbia University, Charles Calamirez, and the youngest turtle trader, which is Curtis Faith, that rascal. And I've also worked here at the pub with Tony Saliba, who's in the Market Wizards book. Let's just say I've been around the block more than once, and I've literally seen it all. And most importantly, I'm not one of those people who thinks that I know everything. I'm one of those people who thinks that I'm actually can still learn a lot of things because I'm still learning each and every day. I'm going to seminars. I watch other traders' videos. I pay for courses. I do all those things. You know why? Because I don't think anybody ever learns enough when it comes to the markets. And whenever you think you know everything, that's the time to give it up. Okay. So the point is, I've been around the block and I've taught people who are in line to take Powell's job how technical analysis works. Now, I'm going to repeat that again. The guy who's probably going to take over Powell's job, he's an economist. They don't believe in professors of economics and advisors to White House don't believe in technical analysis.
No, they're fundamentalists. Yep.
Yeah. Well, guess what? We had a mechanical fund. And guess who taught them the system? Right here. So
Uncle
I know
Roger.
quite a bit. Okay. Now I spend my time developing other traders. There's Celeste, there's Matt, there's Kane right there, there's Murray, there's Ken right there, there's that Celeste's head right there. There's Murray right there. Anyway, the whole mishpuch is here. And also the guys who teach and write things for the pub. They're right here. So I do a lot of work with other traders. And again, my job is to help you become a multi-million-dollar trader. My job is not to teach you how to trade. My focus is to help you make $100 million from the market. That's what I want to do. I'm going to help Richard. I'm going to help a lot of people do that. I want them not to be rich. I want them to have over $100 million from the market. And I'm saying that with a totally straight face. And a lot of them, like Omar, Richard, Joanne, they're well on their way. Now, like Alpha Zone Pro or Pro Trader Dashboard, the two wildly successful trading tools that give us a very good win rate on over 350 live trades. Now, as great as those things sound, they don't hold a candle to the discovery I'm going to share with you today. It's a new way to target double, sometimes even triple digit gains, 3 to 5 times per day, assuming the market's not sleeping. The secret to this is a specialized money flow indicator that only exists to day trade the SPY. We talked about this a little while ago. You're not going to hear about this from Kramer. You're not going to hear about it on Fox News. You can't use it to trade individual stocks. It just doesn't work. Okay. And unlike most indicators out there to give you a buy and sell signal based on price, the money flow indicator is completely different. It shows us when capital is flowing into or out of the S&P 500 stocks in real time. And that's really the key, in real time. We need to have them working in real time. And that's important because it means we can use it to help predict where the SPY is headed next before the price makes a move. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but check out what would have happened on Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. What you see here is a 1-minute chart of the SPY, okay? And as you could see, it opening higher in the morning, then it began to sell off. Now, most traders probably expected more downside continuations from this move, but I knew that the bottom was in and the SPY would likely be forced to go back up. And obviously the internals were really, really helping us do this. And that's because the money flow indicator flipped bullish at 10:15 in the morning. So I immediately send out an alert at 10:15. And as expected, over the next 32 minutes, the SPY took off like a rocket ship. And by the way, we show you exactly what options to trade. You always go, you're always going to go at the money, and you're always going to go 1 DTE expiration or 0 DTE if you're trading early in the morning. And some of the guys made out like bandit. Brady, William, Laura. But it gets even better because that wasn't the only opportunity that would have paid out big on June 24th. There was another entry alert the same day, just 2 hours later. And again, it was the same setup. The SPY was drifting lower later that afternoon. But at 125, the money flow indicator flipped bullish. Anyone could have placed a quick trade as soon as I sent out an alert. And I bought the exact bottom on that one too. 76% in 39 minutes. And again, folks, these are all actual trades. Now, in a moment, I'll reveal everything behind the money flow indicator, including how to trade it, which will be very important for you guys, okay? But first, let me say this. If you've ever struggled in the market, feeling like you're constantly taking 1 step backwards, 2 step back, it's really not your fault, okay? It's really not your fault.